All right.
Hello, everyone. We'll give a couple minutes for people to join. We got a bunch of people joining in. As always, we have our background music cooking while people are joining up. But happy Thursday, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good
Good
night,
evening.
wherever you are in the world. Actually, that's kind of interesting. While people are joining and the chat's uh, getting going, and we're getting more and more people in here. Would love to hear where people are calling in from. I'm in Washington, D.C. myself, and I'm moving up to Rhode Island in a couple of weeks. Brandon, I don't even know if you knew
Uh,
that. Yeah.
no, I didn't know that. That's exciting, man.
Yeah, so I've been excited.
Wow, Rhode Island. It's a big change, no?
Yeah, like look at all these. I got like 100 boxes right here. Speaking of,
Oh,
you're doing the unboxings, I'm doing the boxings, putting
you're
everything
boxing
in
up, yeah. I'd
boxes.
much rather unbox some shit than rebox. Yeah. They
Yeah,
say moving is like one of those top five like stresses in the of like things going on in a person's world. So,
yeah. Well, it's
ooh,
sad because it's not.
I didn't know Manpreet was Saskatoon, Canada. Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, Manpreet, Saskatoon,
We
Quebec,
got, yeah,
Pierre.
Quebec, Canada. Beautiful. Oh yeah,
Adam.
Adam's here. Love that. We got Northern California. I saw Penny's in again. Awesome to see you, Penny. Kevin from Atlanta. Summer with us from Richmond. Perfect. We got a good squad today. Little Houston.
Yeah, Gwen from Houston. Fantastic. Wow, a bunch of
Trend
people
win.
in here too.
Win.
That's
Win.
fantastic. Win, Cleveland, Ohio.
Win.
Lucy, pleasure. Um, Cool. Well, we're 2 minutes in. No time like the present, I always say. Thank you, everyone, for coming. We have the live unboxing. It's actually episode 2, so forgive me. I'll go in and change that. But um, yeah, how to improve customer LTV, how to win customers post purchase. Right. The idea today is we're going to do some live unboxings. We're going to talk a little bit about some third-party logistics. This webinar today is sponsored by Shipcom. Brandon, thank you so much for being here. I'm pumped to unbox some stuff. We have a bunch of great brands today: Pure Skin Repair, Odell, Trash Panda, which is a disc golf company, which I actually play. So I'm kind of excited to see how this one came in. And then Alec, the headphone company. So um, without further ado, we'll kick things off. I'll also mention I won't go too deep into Shipcom, the 3PL, et cetera, et cetera. I'll leave that for your introduction, Brandon. But um, the name of the game and what we do on these fun little hour-long webinar series is, we do live unboxings and we rate the experience. So, on a scale of 0 to 10, we have 4 brands going head to head who have raised their hand. A lot of the people are probably on the call today, or if not, they're registrants at the very least of people who said, hey, I want to be involved and I'd love to, have Brandon kind of audit my shipping experience and my purchasing experience post-purchase. So thank you everyone who signed up. Thank you everyone who's here. And we're going to pick a winner. So the chat, we always like to get it going, get it buzzing, and do some scoring, 0 to 10, decimal points encouraged, and we'll pick a winner at the end of the session today. And really quickly, I'm not the important one. I'm just, here to have some fun and provide some value to everyone on the call. But my name's Jack. I am a webinar host by trade, um, a boat captain for fun. But
Oh, Captain.
yeah, but I'm pumped to be here. I've hosted a million of these. And again, I'm just really pumped to have you here, Brandon, and to be doing this with you. So thank you so much for sponsoring and for, imparting a lot of your wisdom onto the folks that are on the call today. So thanks, everyone um, who's joining. And we got more and more and more people joining now. We got 40 something people here. So happy to have
Spicy.
everyone.
It's awesome. Yeah, no, excited. Thanks for putting this together. We do this, try to do this every week, and it's a lot of fun. It's cool. I see a lot of repeat people coming in and coming back and supporting, so which is amazing. Just quickly on the scoring, because sometimes for everyone that's new, you get a little hesitant. We do ask you guys to score. There's no right, wrong answer. It's your personal opinion.
Yep.
But we do it 0 to 10 or 1 to 10, I guess is what you'd say. And it's all, I will give you the details. So I'll tell you when I bought it, how much we paid for it, when it shipped, when it delivered, and what the shipping cost was for that experience. And then we'll unbox it. And that'll be a part of the experience. And there'll be all the things that we look at, the packaging, the feel, all those things. And we'll talk about those things, and we score it. So it's an overall score from all that and however you felt about it. You'll see some people pop in scores right away because they've been with us for a while.
Yep.
But there's no right or wrong answer at all. So please participate, have fun, and yeah, we like to see as many people as we can. So yeah, really quickly, I am just the head of growth at Shipcom. So we're a third-party logistics company, or a 3PO, as we like to kind of position ourselves, and we help e-commerce brands scale and grow. And we do that by, storing their products with us across the multiple warehouses we have and shipping their stuff on time, and taking the sales and marketing stuff and putting it on their plate, and let us deal with the operations side of things. So that's a little bit about who we are. We have 2 facilities currently, about 400,000 square feet in the US.
Hmm.
And we service over 200 plus e-commerce brands that we've worked with since they just launched and were zero revenue, and are now doing 10 to 15 million dollars a year within a couple of years with us. And other brands that have started with come from other 3PLs, and we've helped them scale and grow, really specifically in omni-channel. So brands, typically do D2C, and then they're looking to try to grow into Target and Nordstrom and these different retailers. We can help with all those different areas, and allow your inventory to be kind of in one place so that you can send it wherever it needs to go in the world, and the systems all connect and everything flows nicely. So you don't have to worry about overselling here and overselling here. And do I have enough stock here? And, fulfilling all those orders and keeping everybody happy. So D2C brands, B2B brands, Amazon brands, all within our wheelhouse. And we love to do that. So, and our mission and our guarantee is to make our customers more successful. At the end of the day, it's really simple. If there's ways that we can help you as a brand scale by shipping the product out on time, shipping it accurately, and saving you money, I know the brands that we work with, and much like everybody on here, is going to put that money and those savings back into sales and marketing and grow your business. And if you sell more, you make more money, we ship more, everybody's happy.
Yep.
So we do that by removing barriers to growth, creating more customer happiness, which is getting your orders out on time, shipping it right, and really improving your unit economics. So how do we save money? And this is what we'll talk a little bit about today along the way as we unbox some stuff: is how do we save money on returns? How do we save money on packaging, shipping, those types of things that really impact you as a business? And are there ways that we can kind of help you guys out through that? So,
Beautiful.
all righty. So without further ado, we kind of spiced it up now. We used to have a little bit of education. We like to jump right into the unboxings.
Oh yeah.
So Alec is a relatively new company out in the space. They design and manufacture wireless audio and communication stuff for adventure sports. So think like you're out mountain biking, you're out golfing, for example. You want to have a little MP3 or a little music player on your stuff that can withstand, different types of weather and get thrown around and broken, mountain climbing, all that kind of stuff. Outdoor sports is kind of where they focus. And they've created some pretty cool audio equipment with that. This one's been sitting around in the office for a while. We actually, uh, yeah, we had a couple other unboxings, and we had a break. We went on a little hiatus too. So this was ordered July 1st. So
Okay.
yeah, like a month ago. It shipped 2 days later, July 3rd, which is great. And then it showed up 9 days later, 7/12. So I held on to this for this long for you guys. It went ground shipping, and as you can tell, so because it took 9 days to get here, Probably the holiday mixed in there. Probably didn't ship till maybe that Monday, July 4th was around there. So give them a little bit of slack for that.
Uh-huh.
Per Purchase was 59.95, and I paid $0 for shipping because the purchase price was over $50 and they offer $0 for shipping. So that's always exciting. Cool. Oh shit! I forgot my handy new cutter boxer upper.
Oh
Hold on a
yeah.
second.
Yeah, grab that thing. While he's doing that, I was just looking at I was Katrina. Uh, I've never heard of Cooper's Cove, Texas. I just looked it up on a map because I'm always interested in Texas. My aunt is in San Angelo, so like I've driven all around San Angelo. I know things aren't all that close, but when I saw that in the chat, I was a little bit impressed. I was like, oh, that's an hour from San Angelo, and that is really close in Texas talk, is what I've come to find.
Texas talk.
Yeah.
Because everything's so big and far away and spread out.
Exactly. Everything's, like
Checks.
I rented a truck and probably drove like, you know, 10 hours a day for the whole 5 days I was there. Okay,
Alrighty.
let's take a look at
So
this.
yeah, we got this bad boy here. Standard kind of box, cardboard here. Labels solid, well placed, right on there, easy peasy. It's very light. Like I'm talking, this has got to be 1 or 2 ounces. So one of the first things I think about is, depending on what's inside here, is could we have stuck this in a smaller box and potentially have saved money just on from a shipping cost. So that's one thing that jumps out. No branding on the box at all. These are audio equipment, so maybe there's something they're worried about Forge Pirates, but something we like to see on our unboxing episodes is maybe some branded tape, maybe a little, here and there, but that's where we're living. Any thoughts, comments, Mr. Jack?
Yeah, one of the things that I do notice is that, like, after doing a bunch of these episodes of these live unboxings, is that there's a lot that you can do with the box before it reaches, the desired persona. And I've come to get an appreciation for what is like my idea of like the golden, like kind of like the golden ticket for how to prep it. And yeah, like the, tape with your branding on it, things like that just always jump out to me. And, it's all about improving that customer LTV. And like one of the things we always ask ourselves is at the end of the experience, would you purchase it again? Right. And that goes a long way, in my opinion. So whenever I see one like this, I mean, maybe are they thinking because it's like a $60 piece of electronics that, they want to make sure it gets there and no one like throws it around or something like that. I don't know, but it looks
Yeah.
like good material at the very least.
I mean, it's a good point. I think if you're worried about the product too, like it's literally just like one tape job here too. So like I don't even feel that, it's not even that secure. Now, obviously no one's gonna rip it open, hopefully not and get into it, but this box cutter sucks now.
Yeah. Also, this looks like it could
There we
be,
go.
I don't know. Sometimes packages are double boxed, right? Like there's the idea that you
So
can
yeah, something's inside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so open up. We've got a lot of void fill, a lot of stuff. Oh, we're gonna be, so you can see it is boxed again, but look at that.
Yeah. See, that's what I
So
was thinking.
yeah, so tough deal here, a lot of space, a lot of stuff open here. No packing slip, which is something we like to see just because we want to make sure like what we ordered is what we got and someone verified that, I mean, obviously I'm going to open this up and check it out. There's no really marketing insert or any other place where I can, potentially repurchase or buy something else again. They have a cool product line, like stuff like that. Now there is a QR code on the side of the box, which helps me get more, information if I really, really wanted
Mhm.
to learn more. But, this is pretty basic and pretty chill. Not a lot going on here. So a lot of space. I can open this up if you guys want, because it's just fun. Like I said, $60 for this. I believe this is it's a little clip speaker. So it like hooks on your belt or you can hook it onto something and kind of like is like a more of a speaker versus the headphones that you guys saw.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty cool. There you go. So
Yeah.
pretty neat. It's pretty cool looking. Don't get me wrong. It's got good weight to it. Definitely feels, I don't know, $60 feels a little.
What is
Well,
that thing? You clip
yeah.
that to your shirt and then you can listen to tunes while you run around?
And it's probably a little big for the shirt deal, you know. I don't know if you want to run this on your while you're running. It's kind of, but on your belt, you could stick it in your, like I looked at this for like golf.
Oh
So I
yeah,
could
that's
stick
cool.
this on kind of like the golf bag or float it around. It's a little small. So was it shipped from overseas? No, it came from California, Adam. Yeah, it came from Fremont, South Cali.
What zone is that?
That would be for here, zone 5.
Okay.
So
Wow. Yeah.
together do.
Um, 9 days. I mean, this is something that we don't actually do too much of because we don't typically purchase, like the high value products all that often. I mean, there's a wide range of stuff that we purchase, but it's cool to see a brand use that purchase over to get free shipping threshold, right? So like,
Yeah.
more than $50 is, uh, you know, free shipping. So
Yeah,
I
that's
like
good.
that. I mean, but it also makes the brand probably think to themselves, oh, okay, well, we gave them free shipping, so who cares how long it takes? Maybe. I don't know. Is there a give and take there? And then 9 days, DJ, yeah. I had an
Yeah, it
iPod
is
shuffle
bigger than
back
the
in the
iPod
day.
Shuffle. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is a little big. And you know what's also weird? And I'm like, maybe this is, and this is just more on the brand, not necessarily the unboxing, the boxing, but it's still got the USB charging for plug-in, which I think we've all kind of moved to that weird smaller sized one that everyone uses on the iPhones and even the Googles, everybody. So that might make it challenging for charging it and whatnot. But yeah, super interesting. Love thoughts. Clarence C. Clarence fired in. He knows he's a veteran here for everybody that knows 4.7, no packing, slip, poor branding, slow shipping. Love that.
Yeah, chat, what do you think? Before Brandon gives his answer, I'll give mine as well. But chat, what do you rate that experience? I mean, I don't think any of us on this call were jumping out of our seat, in excitement after that. Adam, you and I are 100% on the same page. I was going to give it a 4.5 myself. So I'm at a 4.5, no packing slip. The box was huge. Maybe they want to sell more things inside of that box, and that's like one of the typical ones they have in, outside of their shipping center. But no packing slip, 9 days, you know, even though the shipping was free, 9 days seems like crazy to me. I mean, maybe you wanted it for the holiday. Maybe you had a big golf trip that you wanted to do. Um, but yeah, I'm at a 4.5. And basically with the same thoughts that Katrina had.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of low hanging fruit. I agree. Sitting out there for sure, Adam. 100%. Yeah, I think the question is, yeah, would you buy from these guys again? Would you buy the product? I guess with this I would probably determine on how good it is and how well I use it and if it actually works well, versus the unboxing a little bit. But I definitely being in the space, they could do a lot better than this. So I'm with everybody else. I love the start. I'm going 4.7 too. I think that was a
All
pretty
right,
good score there. So, all right, we're off to a
4.7.
rocket start, huh? Just
Uh,
lighting it up with the 4.7 out the gates
well,
and
I was
the
gonna say,
fours.
yeah, this is our first place. Looks like you could stick around.
Doors are wide
This,
open.
this looks like it
Wide
could be
open.
heat.
Yeah, wide
I mean, if
open.
they slapped a sticker on with their logo, they might have jumped up to a 5.7. Who
That's it,
knows?
man. Just
You
a
know.
little something, something. It's
And
great.
then one question I always have is, do you think that it was facilitated by a 3PL?
I do believe this was, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. I don't think the brand would stick it in that small of a or big of a box, and I don't think they would just stick, packing paper in there. The way that was done, that looks like the 3PL ran out of boxes and just like punted together. So definitely room for opportunity there, and yeah, I mean the free shipping, but I'm sure the shipping's baked into the cost of the product, so I paid for it somehow.
And I'll say, I know we have a lot more to unbox, but I will say too, I like the paper insert better than the peanuts insert. I don't know how much more protective it is, but it feels more environmentally friendly to me. So like whenever I see a big box and I know that it's going to be oversized, I hope for the paper crushed up instead of the peanuts.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's more of the trend anyways in general. I don't even know if peanuts is really, we saw it a couple times so
Yeah.
far this year, but rarely. So just this is really kind of the theme this season, too, if you will, around returns and just how we, we're coming into the holidays and returns is definitely going to be a thing for all of you D2C brands out there and how to navigate through that and just it's something to be mindful of, depending on the product you're selling, of course, right? Like this guy, this Alec, this guy, girl, this product should have a good returns process. It's an expensive product. It might not work.
Mhm.
That can really affect, the repeat side of things. And it's a big side of the business. And as soon as someone hits that awful word, I want to return or send that email, I know it shivers everyone's spine, from an owner because it's like, shit, I just lost that revenue, right? But you can recapture that, and you can get that back. And there's ways that you can do that, especially depending on the product that you're selling, right? But it's a big business. $360 billion is the return space, right? And so there's a lot of opportunity there. There's companies that have legit make a living off of just great tech to help the brand out through the process of returning something. 3PLs profit from returns. Maybe not profit, but at least have the option. I'll tell you, it's one of those things that's hard to actually figure out as a 3PL. So we've got a lot of experience at it, but it really affects you guys in the brands out here. And how do you handle that? And how do you navigate it? And how do you recapture some of that revenue? But also you got to make a good experience, and you have to, if someone doesn't have a good returns process and experience, it can really affect the brand, and I've seen it firsthand. And me as a consumer too, I mean, 63% of shoppers, as you guys can see here, buy multiple sizes, shirts, shoes. I work with some apparel companies and shoe companies. Most orders go out with a two pair size because you don't know what you're getting in the beginning, right? And so you've got to create that opportunity where it's an easy send back, right? And then also plan for it and be mindful that this is a growing thing, and people return stuff, and the easier it is to return stuff, the easier people are going to do it. But it also, I think it creates an overall just better brand experience when that's happening.
Yeah, I was laughing with one of the attendees on a previous episode. We were saying, like a similar experience. My fiance buys three pairs of shoes or three pairs of pants every time she buys it from online and returns two of them every time.
Yeah,
I can't figure that one
yeah,
out, but yeah, people
especially a
do it.
new, yeah, especially a new company, right? Because things fit differently. We're all unique and different humans of shapes and sizes, and that's definitely a thing. Like Adam, for example, on here runs one of the best seafood, frozen seafood and live fresh seafood companies you guys can imagine in New York. I bought from him. We unboxed his stuff. He doesn't have, returning stuff to Adam is probably not the deal. You're expecting what you get there. That's, I'm not buying 10 salmon, and trying half of them and then sending the other half back, right? Like that's a little different, right?
Uh-huh.
But when it goes to apparel and hats and electronics and stuff like that, that's just part of the nature of the game. Amazon makes it so easy now. You don't even have to bag shit up or put it back in a box. You just walk into UPS with scan the label and just say, "Hey, here, UPS, you deal with it."
Hmm.
Right? So that's what you're competing with as a brand, and you just have to be mindful of that. So, um, you know, companies that offer excellent returns experience see 81% higher of likelihood on a repurchase. And we'll talk a little bit about this, but we have partners that help with that. Loop Returns, Happy Returns, they create a better experience on the returns process and actually improve your conversion and actually turn that loss into profit by offering different like sale points and different ways of selling stuff along the way. So it's really cool stuff. And I think that if you're not looking at returns, just it's an opportunity for improvement across the board. So yeah, we're halfway through. So let's get into another unboxing.
Beautiful. And I like how you mentioned it. The door's wide open. All right, chat. Let's think through this experience. How long? How much did you pay for shipping for Pure Skincare? By the way, Pure Skincare, great brand. If you're on the call, thank you so much for raising your hand. But handcrafted, plant-based skincare designed to naturally rejuvenate skin, dryness, sensitivities, signs of aging, all things I should be considering and trying to deal with myself. So, um,
We got to look good for that wedding day, buddy.
Yeah, everyone on the call is invited. Come on.
Yeah, so we bought this on 710. It shipped on 715. Is pure skin. Yes, shipped 715, arrived 718. So all ground shipping. Um, Order was 29.75, $29.75. I'll show you guys what I got. Let me get in here. And I paid $11 for the ground shipping. So this came from Texas. Paris Cove. Is that where, didn't we just talk about that?
Well, no, we were talking about another cove in Texas,
Ah,
Cooper's Cove.
that is Cooper's Cove, Coppera.
Oh, this is where this came from. Oh,
Yeah, Katrina. Is this
this is
you, Katrina?
this is probably Katrina's brand.
Love it. Yeah. All
Beautiful.
right.
Okay.
Can you tell me right? Actually, no, let's not. Well, then we know it's not 3PL. She said that. So, um,
That's what I was
all
gonna say.
right. Pressure's
Um,
on, everybody.
yeah.
Trina's here.
All right. So
So,
I'm impressed with the
yeah,
shipping. I mean, 2 days with ground shipping is 16, 17, 18, 3 days. I was already pretty impressed with that.
yeah, 100%. I agree totally. I would say it took a couple days to get it out of the warehouse, it seemed like. So 7, 15, 5 days for the shipping side of things. But once it got up and going, it was really good from a timing perspective. Absolutely. So, and like I said, 29.75 and $11 for shipping. So let me just stop the share here. So we got very cool, colorful blue mailer, which is very neat. I bought soap just so everybody's worth. Hand bar soap. I'm a big bar soap guy. I like a good bar soap, so that's what I went with. So just so everybody knows, that's what's coming in. And we have a nice. Looks like these are custom mailers. So we've got thank you with the brand name on here, which is awesome, which I love. I don't think this is a sticker.
So that's not a stick. Yeah. Wow.
I'm
Okay.
trying to see if I can peel it off, unless it's just on there real good. No, it's a sticker. I think it's a sticker.
I
Yeah.
love that. Sorry.
But very cool. And I love the color too. Like it stands out versus the regular white or the black that you see. So really, really awesome. Good label, perfect, clean. Like I said, coming from where we know now. And this went USPS. Shipping was there. And it was a pound. So Katrina, first off the jump, I gotta know how much did you pay for shipping for this? You as the brand, if you can tell me. I know I paid $11, and that's okay. I don't care. Not about that, but I want to. My point is, I want to see if I can save you money on shipping alone, just with our rates as we kind of dive into this. And if you don't want to tell the world, we can have a chat separately. We can talk about it.
Yeah. Also, we didn't acknowledge, but I'll say we have a third partner on the call, Chris. Chris stays in the shadows on the call, but we love you, Chris, and we're happy you're here. Throw Brandon's email in the chat in case anyone does want to chit chat with him.
Yep.
Okay, great. Let's see this. Easy open. You didn't need the box cutter. That's a plus.
No, no box cutter. Open, and got a beautiful little bar here, and you can tell the quality of this. Like it feels like it was just like raw cut from wherever this got from, which is really, really nice. And it's got a nice sticker on here. This, by the way, is age-defying turmeric soap. I should send you some of this, Jacko.
Good. My
Yep.
my fiance drinks like she does stuff with turmeric like left and right.
And I'm super pumped about this sweet honey soap. This is a nice moisturizing bar here. So I know it's hard to read the labels, but pumped about these. Absolutely. And we got the charcoal deep cleansing as well. So 3 bars, like really, I just know soap just for what it's worth. And this is good, amazing quality stuff, everybody. So check them out. Really, really neat.
Yeah,
And we got some awesome stuff in here. Look at this. Cool. Little hello love bug. All right. Which is really, really awesome. And it's got a QR code. We're going to see where we're going to go. Everybody, hang in there with me.
I'm gonna guess 15% off.
You think so?
Yeah,
15?
off the
Ooh,
next order.
okay. This took me to the some new page for like repurchase and stuff. Oh, you guys can't see it, it's blurring it out. Stupid thing. It's a camera. So
Yeah.
it gives
Oh, I see.
all the socials, gets me to check in, see a lot of cool stuff. I love the sticker. This is really cool and it's cute. Says hello, love bug. And then I've got a little note about the business and where the brand comes from, and also the full product line and social links and some cool little marketing materials here, which I love, which is super neat, which creates a really cool customer experience. And then the packing slip. And Katrina wrote me a beautiful little note. Thank you for ordering with me. Please let me know if you have any questions. Enjoy. And written.
Wow, this is wow. Okay, the door is shrinking after this experience.
So very cool. And what I will say, just before we dive into any of the uh, scores, Katrina, you and I should definitely chat. Just for what it's worth, our rates for that $9 you paid is we could probably ship this for like $4 and like 25 cents. So just for what it's worth, something to chat about. All
Yeah.
right.
All right, chat. What do you think? I'm really impressed, Katrina. Actually, the packing slip, and we've roasted some people on here, so we're not doing it for any other reason than the fact that we are impressed. I mean, we've opened so many boxes, like probably about 100 boxes over the past 2 seasons. And bye, Penny. Thank you so much for hopping in. And an 8, yeah, that's wonderful.
Thank you, Penny.
I mean, there's a couple of thoughts. I love the poly mailer. I love the color. I love the fact that there had some branding on the outside of it. Um, I was impressed with the speed of arrival. I
Yep.
mean, obviously, I was impressed with the packing slip, the QR codes. Like these are genuinely the things that make repeat purchasers, right? Like you could have the most excited person in the world, and you could ruin it by the post-purchase experience. So, gift box and
Yep.
branding would have been, yep.
Clarence, good feedback. He's at an 8.9. Penny's at an 8. Got some good starts. Everybody else, I know we got lots of people in there. Olivia
I'm
got
gonna,
an 8.
where am I gonna be? Where am I gonna be?
Deja, Dave, Manpreet, give us some feedback. Anybody else still there as well? Like Kevin, love to hear your thoughts, my man. Who's from Quebec? Yeah, Pierre. Give me
I'm gonna be at an
give me a score.
8.5 myself.
You're 8.5?
I was
Yeah.
impressed with that.
Yeah, I think so. Here's the one that Clarence asked, and we asked ourselves this every time: would we buy again? And 100%, I would definitely purchase again. I think I agree. I think maybe the you could stick a custom box in there, but I think for part of Katrina's side is like she gives the option. You can buy like one. You can just buy one soap, one bar of soap, and so as a brand, you have to be conscious about making custom boxes, right? When you have that many options, right? So if she forced people to buy 3 all the time, you could make like a nice, cool 3 box that is a little different. But I think given the option of being able to just buy one in the beginning here, it probably makes sense to do it the way she's doing. So, and then the gift note was great, sticker amazing, and then marketing materials. So I felt very, yeah, I felt like taken care of in the order. So I'm an 8. What am I gonna go with? An 8.5. I'm gonna go with an 8.5.
Yeah, 8.5. Wow, our second time guess with the same score. That's wonderful. I also want to touch. I want to touch on this because Kevin took the words right out of my mouth. To be honest, like you know, it's this is one of the reasons why I think a lot of the times as brands scale, they struggle with this idea of like, okay, like what's my 3PL relation going to look like? Like I write all the letters, I make it personalized. Like Brandon and I were just at dinner with a clothing brand founder a couple weeks ago, and like he writes all of his own personal letters. And like this is one of the great things about Brandon, what he does is that you know it's cool and it's good when you can pass off like you know the that really important part of the business to a trusted support system like, Shipcom, where they genuinely will keep writing the handwritten letters, like they'll give it the personal touch. Um, they can allow you to focus on all of the other really important aspects of the business, right? While someone else takes care of, what's really an important customer LTV part of the business.
Yeah, I think right. Like there's a truth to that, of course. So we do write gift messages if you want us to. That's something that has been added, and we've been doing it for years. You can also get, custom notes made as well on the packing slip that's typed out. We have technology to do that.
Hmm.
There is, of course, like to Kevin's point, like you're not actually writing, the owner's not writing anymore. So it's actually the owner has to be okay handing that off and knowing that it's okay. And if you're not going to do it, because at some point you're right, you can't do it. 250 orders a day, like Kevin can't write 250 messages every single day. There's no way. And also, like, the time should be spent elsewhere, in my opinion. But you
Yeah.
can still personalize it and find other ways to personalize it. And we have like technology to do that, where like you can write a custom gift note, right? You can write a custom note on every order and it just pumps it out. Or and what I've seen brands do when they move from handwritten notes, they make handwritten notes, but it's like on a computer, and then they print off thousands of them and then they send them to us, and then we just insert it on every single order. So it's not like, hey, Brandon, but it's, hey, thank you for purchasing. And it feels like it's kind of still got that feel, but it's not scalable, in my opinion. There's no way. There's ways to help bring it down, but at some point, the CEO can't be writing every single gift card, or even the ops person. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So those are really good points, and spot on, spot on. So great, awesome, super cool product. And I think we got some pretty good scores that came in here. I think if anyone else wants to fly a couple in, please do.
Katrina, I don't see your 10.
A little bit.
No, I'm joking.
Love that. Alrighty, and then just kind of thoughts to kind of close the loop on, e-commerce returns and how technology is impacting it, and ways that you can, reduce returns, but also speed up the process of returns. So I can only speak to what we do here at Shipcom. So we have a pretty solid returns platform at Shipcom. We integrate directly into Loop Returns or Happy Returns and any kind of returns platform that a D2C brand does use. And so we get queued up as soon as that return comes in. And really, where we find the most benefit to the brand, you all, is receiving it quickly and getting it through the process quick. The faster that we can get products back through the system and get that inventory back on the shelf so you can resell it again, the better. And so we build systems and we build tech to be able to do that quickly, right? And we build what we call custom SOPs with our customers, right? And say, okay, for this customer, it's just new, not new. All right, I get it. I open it. All right, it's someone's touched it. I'm throwing it away. This one's still in perfect packaging. All right, let's put it back in the shelf, right? Others, we do some lint rolling. We do other types of things. I have one customer where we sniff the clothing, Is it a 10-second sniff? Is it a 20-second sniff? I don't know, but those things happen, right? And the whole purpose, though, is to be dialed in with whoever's doing the return so it happens fast and quick, because you're paying for that freight to come back. You need that inventory to get back into the system. So having technology and having systems in place to help with that is super critical. And so there's other things too, as you guys can see on here, especially as a clothing brand. Like I've seen virtual try-ons, whether it's eyeglassware or t-shirts or clothing and stuff like that. And then I look heavily, if any of you brands do have some returns, look at Loop Returns, look at Happy Returns. There's some other ones out there I keep nailing. Aftership is another one. And they've built some pretty cool technology around when I go as a consumer and I want to return, okay? I go through the return process. They'll say, hey, do you want a credit or a refund? And more often than not, they'll say, also, by the way, we'll give you this, as a purchase. So like 25% off or 50% off this clothing item or this item, right? So it's enticing me to actually purchase again. And if I bought it once from the brand, I'm probably going to buy it, again. And so there's just other ways that you can help, recover some of that capital. So yeah, happy returns. There you go. Deja knows. So it's good stuff. And it's something that you should just always be looking at. Right.
Yeah.
All righty. We are cruising along. We got 20 minutes, probably 15, because we have to wrap it up and do some final scoring. We have Odell, another beauty brand. Super pumped. So Odell offers range of clean hair care products designed for everyone, emphasizing quality, affordability, all that fun stuff. I'm just reading off with the screen. You guys can do that too. I don't need to do that for you. And so we bought this 7/14. July 14th and shipped the next day. So super great, super cool, awesome. Went ground shipping, got here pretty fast. Got here on the 17th. Paid $23.98. Paid $8 for ground shipping. Okay. Everybody's got that?
Was
Check,
the
check,
eight
check.
on top of that 23.98?
It was, yeah. Yeah, 23 is the product in there.
Uh,
All right.
well, I'm already impressed. See, these little things, like, it
Yeah,
doesn't
little
take all that
things.
much to grab some tape and throw your brand logo on it. This is great.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. So this is time to hit the shower, which is really neat, right? Just kind of laced along, which I love. Time to hit the shower. So super cool. Standard box, Uline box. 3 pounds this is coming in at. I think it's probably a little under, but that's what the carriers do, is they round up. So that's the deal. Good size. I feel like there's not a lot of room for wiggle in here, so we're going to be impressed, in my opinion. And this came from Minnesota, so that tracks why it kept to me in 2 days for ground, and paid $8. So probably some room opportunity for freight savings. Not sure if they're with a 3PL or not. I think they might not be, just given the name of the shipping. So something to look at. All good. And yeah, let's fire into this. Before I do, Jack, any thoughts? You want
Well, I'm impressed that a brand will go to the lengths of, adding custom tape like this without working with a 3PL, to be honest. Like, you notice these with the larger brands, like the brand we had on last week that honestly ranked the lowest in our 4 unboxings, right? But it was, that give and take of like, oh, well, we're a huge brand now, so we don't care all that much anymore because people are buying our stuff anyway, and we make $100 million a year, right?
to?
So I don't know, I'm impressed.
Yeah, that's super true. Yeah, for what it's worth, like we as a 3PL, we carry people's custom packaging and custom tape all the time, and do that stuff for them. So you don't lose that experience. So all right, we're getting into this. This box cutter's been pretty deadly, having it this year
Yeah.
versus last year. Oh, I just think I missed the gun on that one.
Watching you struggle with the box is like half the fun, though.
That's fair. Well, I am with this. The other knife I just ripped in, but I think everybody was worried that I was going to freaking slice my finger off. So by recommendation, I think someone shipped me this, to be honest with you. Yeah, this is true. I'm being quite entertaining right now.
Yep. Yeah, last week's winner was Sate Jewelry too. And are you wearing the Sate Jewelry? Just out of
I
curiosity.
am actually.
Okay,
Yeah,
wonderful.
I
Yeah.
am.
So wearing
Yeah,
the winning product from last week. Let's see. See you,
that's
Greg,
true.
by the way. He's jumping off, but
Okay.
we'll see you next week, sir.
Glad you got some orders, my friend. I love that. That's amazing. Nothing better than to hear that.
No,
All
that's
right.
great.
So we're open up here. So 2 bottles and a little bit of void fill, which, that tracks. That feels like, you know, maybe this box probably set up so that they sell like double, which makes sense. And then if it's just 2, they just keep these on hand. I think I opened it up upside down, but shame on me. Product here. Very nice. Okay. Little shampoo, little conditioner, volumize my hair.
No packing.
And yeah, we getting in there. He's up there. Slow your roll, bro. Yeah, getting there. All Yeah, packing slip is in here, which is great. Um, yeah, love that. Everything's dialed in. And then we've got a nice little marketing insert. Your feedback makes a difference. We read every review. After you take our products for a spin, please share your thoughts. Bonus points for including your hair type. All right. So very cool. Review, rinse, repeat. So just asking for a little review on the product. And that's where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, there was probably a little bit of an opportunity to put a QR code on the back of that, review slip. Honestly, there's a tool out there that you can use to use the QR code and simultaneously like get 15% off your next order after you leave the review. So
Oh, I love that.
yeah, so
Yeah.
you might be able to get a little bit more customer LTV through that strategy.
Yeah.
And then a little bit of void fill, but like you can't blame them if they typically sell 4 bottles of shampoo in one order and they know that that's what they typically sell, then they probably save money in only buying those boxes, right? Uh,
Yeah, and I like that they put some fill in there and it's not banging around, and the bottles came, not open, not spillage. The one thing I would do though that we do, so if we're shipping the stuff, we would have heat sealed it or heat shrink so that there's no room for it popping open or something happening. Now it's in a box, so the likelihood of that is probably less, but still you just never know with the way carriers throw shit around and like whip stuff around. So just something to think about that you could potentially do. And then, yeah, I love the little QR code, just throwing that on that review thing that takes you right to the review place so that I don't have to think about it again. I can just do it right then and there and then maybe get a 15% off or something. But very cool. I love the color. Like I like just like the color of this bottle, shampoo bottle and everything. And the name's pretty sweet. So
yeah.
um yeah.
Well, I'll give you mine real quick. I'm at a 7.8. That's my thinking on that.
Okay. Get a few people. I know we had some people drop off.
Ooh, Olivia,
Olivia,
nine. Shoot
love
like that.
that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at a
Shit.
7.8 myself.
Custom tape. That's true. We're not, Katrina just called us out there. Custom tape. Yeah. We didn't, you forgot about the custom tape. I don't know if that added to your score there,
No,
Jeff.
it did, but
Yeah.
I felt like Katrina's was customized too. Like they both had the custom feel. I enjoyed picking
Yeah.
it up and,
That's fair.
point 5, DJ 7. It's just
Yep.
more like I'm lower than Katrina's only because of void fill and like a potential for a QR code. But it's close, right? So that's why I
All
dropped
right.
a couple
Hey,
decimals.
I don't want to question you. You've done enough of these. You know what? Your score is beautiful as is. It's all good.
And
I'm a fan.
what is your beautiful score?
I like the custom tape. I did like the fact that they, put a little insert in there and then the void fill was nicely put in there like they cared, whoever's packing it together. I'm gonna go 7.9.
Okay, that's good. Point one on me.
That's right. All
Okay.
right. So, this is stuff that we've talked about many times. It's why we're here. We're unboxing things. How can you save money on packaging and reducing shipping costs and things of that nature? So, those are things that really can impact the bottom line. So, one of the things, at ShipCom, we have 2 warehouses, so it helps leverage shipping zones. So having product in East and West Coast is a huge helper. You save on shipping time, so the customer experience is amazing. So we saw those orders from Minnesota, right? Where if that was a 3PL, I'm not sure if it was, that was actually this one we just opened, took
Hmm.
3 days to get it out, but I got it in 2 days because of the zone, right? So for me, the ground shipping experience was still pretty good. Now, if that was coming from Cali, it probably would have taken another 3, 4, 5 days to get out to me, right? So now my window is 7, 8 days. So there's opportunity to reduce costs there, but also increase customer experience by having multiple nodes. Brands, You don't need to get hung up on being 5 different locations. In my opinion, 2 coasts is good. That covers everything, unless you get to a point where you're doing like, 50, 60, 70,000 orders a month. And even then, it's really probably not a huge thing to have multiple nodes. And then optimizing packaging. I think the first shipment we saw with Alec on the radio headsets, those could be smaller. There's opportunity to have a much smaller cost. Probably they ate that cost. I didn't pay for it. I mean, I'm sure it was built into the price, but there's some chance there to skinny that down a little bit. 3PLs have a tendency to just use whatever box sometimes, and that can really affect the brand's cost. And without even like thinking about it, you've got a warehouse worker who just throws headsets into a huge box, and all of a sudden the dim factor gets hit and the brand's paying, you know, 50, $60 for shipping, right? Even though it's light, if it's huge, you get crushed, right? And so it's just really optimizing packaging, leveraging shipping zones, and as you grow and scale, potentially working with 3PL. And these are some of the things we talk about. Like this is what I'm referring to in the size of the box, right? Imagine sticking those headphones in this 16 by 16 by 16, right? So those are huge things. And one of the leverages that people love to use 3PLs for is because we ship so much stuff between different brands that we get really good break costs. I just Katrina, I'd said I'd asked you, and it was not to put you on the spot, but I just really was curious about the cost of the shipping, because at the end of the day, that's probably the biggest factor in most brands is the freight. And the $9 that you had to pay, that really kind of can hurt your bottom line. And when I looked at that and the weight and on the ground, like I know my rates right away. I was like, I could do that probably for $4.50. It's like a 50% savings, like jump. And you can put that right to the bottom line because that's savings for you. And then as a customer, if you still want to charge me $10, you just made that difference. That 450, 550 now is actually added to your top line revenue now all of a sudden, and just like, oh my gosh, I just turned freight into a profit center, right? Without really impacting the customer experience. So those are things to think about. That's what we work with brands on. We strategize around that stuff. And sometimes you do well, and you find a good happy medium together, and you save a bunch of money. And this is an example that I've shared with a lot of people, those of you that are new, but we saved a brand almost $250,000 just on freight, like not even anything else. This was just freight alone.
That's incredible.
So yeah, so we've got one more unboxing. I know you're jazzed about this. We're down to 8 minutes. I'm going to leave a little room for the winner. I think we have a 7-8, 7-9. We have an 8-5, and we've got a 4. So
Course
we're down.
4.7. Yep.
Yeah. So Katrina's leading the way right now. So let's do Trash Panda. I bought this on 7/17. It's a disc golf. So it's a frisbee, but it's for disc golf. So pretty jazzed about this. We'll see how it goes. I'll whip it around in the backyard with the kiddo. And this is for the gift disc golf fans and junkies out there. Pretty cool company. If you guys want to check them out on their website, they're dialed in for what they do. They know who their customer is. It's pretty sweet. But I bought this July 17th. It didn't ship till the 21st. So it took a couple days for this to get out. And then, which was interesting. It
Weird.
came from Denver, Colorado. And so it would have been like zone. Oh, and I did UPS second day air. That's right.
Of course, it came from Denver. It's a disc golf frisbee.
Mm, yeah.
Like the
Is
disc
that,
golf capital of the world, Denver.
oh, is it? I didn't know that. That's
Um,
just,
they played a lot out there. I'm half joking, but
yeah. All right. And then it got here 7/24. So it didn't really actually hit my 2-day second air. $22 for this guy. And then I paid $12.55 for the 2-day air. It's pretty light, but there's yeah, that's that. So here we are. Love it right off the get-go. We love Algae. Algae. I don't know how to pronounce that. That's what it says on there. So it's not actually the Panda brand. I don't think. It's just some cool tape that says printed with Algae ink, Algae ink. So I don't know if does that mean that's like earth friendly and shit? Someone Google that for me.
yeah.
Must be, right? I don't know, but it's cool tape.
Printed
Um, says
Interesting.
a pound. I don't think this is a pound, but it probably got rounded up because it's second day air. They just do it by pounds anyways. So it is what it is on the freight. Good label. Love it. Solid. Bingo bango. Open this up. I'm guessing there's a frisbee in here. Ooh,
Is it a
this is.
putter or a driver or a fairway wood? They have all the different, like each
I have
frisbee
no
has
idea
its
what
own
that
thing.
any of that is. I just got what I thought was the coolest looking one, which has like this little skull on it. You can't see it. Pretty sweet though. This is legit. Okay. So that's cool. And welcome to the movement. So that's nice. Started in 2020, the best sport on the planet.
Hmm.
And there's a QR code on here. So let me fire in there for you guys, because that's what we do here. Oh, there we go. And got a badass panda sticker,
Yeah, that's cool.
wolf panda, which is sweet. I do actually love that. This took me to their YouTube, so I can check out their YouTube videos, um, when how he started the business and all that kind of cool shit, which is awesome. Love that. And anything else? That's
That's it.
it.
Okay. Um, wow, printing with algae. That's interesting. So it's algae. That's literally what it is. They're boiling it down and they're turning it into ink. It's the new ink.
Cool.
Algae is the new ink these days. Um,
It's awesome.
that is sweet, sustainable, eco-friendly. People love that. I wish it said something about their brand, which is kind of a
Yeah.
bummer. But the packing slip's great. I'm glad it's it's not really like customer LTV, but like this frisbee golf thing is a movement. So I'm just like selfishly and personally, I think it's cool that they go to their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But it didn't jump over Odell, and then like paying 12.55 and not getting it in 2 days kind of kills me, unfortunately. So it drops me back down. I'm about at you know 6, I'm gonna say, to be honest. Just because the timing, right?
Ooh.
Like you paid 12.50 for the shipping.
Yeah, 12.50 for shipping. Yeah, I don't know, Deandra, if this is made of algae. I mean, maybe. Yeah, they put 30,000 pounds of discarded plastic back into people's hands. So yeah, it's got to be. It's 1% for the planet. So they must be recycling
Oh,
this, and that's
really?
what this is made of. Yeah, which is
Wow.
pretty
Okay.
dope. That's
Well,
badass.
well, that's actually kind of cool too, because one of the things about frisbee golf, like in a lot of golf, is like people lose their discs in the water all the time, just like you and
There
I
you
do
go.
when we play golf.
Yeah,
You know.
right. Love that.
Chat, what do you think, Katrina? You're at a
Give me
7.5.
7.5. Deandra, great call out. What's your score, Deandra? I haven't seen the score yet. Give me a score. Give me a score.
What about you, Brandon? While she's thinking.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I like Chris. I'm in with the Chris. I'm at the 7. I'm pretty easily swayed today.
Okay,
Let me
good.
just
I'll come after that social security number next.
perfect. Fire it up. Six
Yeah,
seven. I
6-7.
love that. Is that like
Oh,
a six
damn.
point
Is that
seven or
like
a 6.7?
no 6-7? That's like the
Like,
TikTok thing. Six
yeah.
seven.
Ah, I love it.
Okay.
Manpreet's given some solid scores today. I love it. He's fired up. All
Yeah.
righty. Well, we are at the conclusion of our world. I'm not going to bore you guys with any of this, but to finish up with how we help brands, it's circling back to removing barriers to growth, saving money on optimizing costs on parcel, packaging, taking operations out of your hands. You don't have to stress about shipping and putting labels on boxes and growing your brand, right? That's what we want to do. And we want to ship it out right. And that's what we do. Make it accurate. So your customers come back and buy more frisbees because they got a good experience because your 3PL didn't screw it up and they're here. All right. These are some of the brands we work with. And we're just super pumped that you guys came, everybody, today. I really appreciate the support. The movement we've got going on here is pretty neat. And I'm really excited to continue to open some more packages. So I think, Jack, you do the honors of closing the winner, and here's my info if anyone wants to hang out, shoot the breeze. No sales, no nothing. I'm just here to help.
Yeah, no, everyone, thank you so much for coming. It's worth sending Brandon an email. I mean, geez, that slide always jumps to me, but like, it's kind of a cool, even deal. Like if you can cut someone's freight in half, I mean, he saved someone almost $250,000, which is pretty wild. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming. Really quickly in the last minute, I'll say in fourth, Alec, unfortunately, you had a nice pair of headphones, but you came in at a 4.7. In third place, things got a little bit tighter here as we got farther down the line. Everything was above 7. Trash Panda, Brandon got swayed into a 7 for Trash Panda, which is wonderful. In second place, Odell with a 7.9. I was a 7.8. Brandon jumped me 1 decimal point, which I love to see. And then the winner, the only one we agreed on today, Brandon, which is fun, was Pure Skin Repair at an 8.5. So Pure Skin Repair, we'll send you your prize. Katrina, you're wonderful. I hope that everyone gets a chance. If you have questions, thoughts, shoot Brandon an email. Next week, we're thinking about shorten one of these to 30 minutes too. So if anyone wants to be a part of this, have their package audited, that post-purchase experience, send them an email and we'll do it next week. It'll be fun. Maybe you'll win. Who even knows? Hopefully you won't come in last. That's all we really want. And anyway, Brandon, thank you so much for being here. Thanks everyone. We'll sign off and enjoy the rest of your day, whatever you have planned.
Beautiful. Thanks, brother.
See you guys. Thank you.